All right, today I want to do a little review on the Badlands Bino EZ case. I previously had the Bino Mag D case from Badlands, and I liked it for the most part, but I just didn't like the magnetic clamshell style as well as I thought I would. I did run it for 2 or 3 years, and for what it was great. I really liked the rangefinder portion that was on the bottom of it, the clamshell that just would open a little bit, and then it would just, not like it would open all the way, it had a little stop, so it would create a little shelf that you could put your rangefinder off, on and off of it. But I decided I wanted to go with something that didn't randomly open if I was trying to run or bounce or jump off of jump over a fence or climb underneath a fence or something. The weight of the binoculars, sometimes when I would get in the horizontal position, would the weight of the binos would make that open up, and so my binos would fall out occasionally. That's why I went with something more like this. I was looking originally at I can't remember which model it is. It's very similar to this one, their newer one that has magnet closure. And I decided against that just for the simple fact of the elastic, to me, felt more secure. So this Badlands, the Bino EZ, has an elastic closure. It's adjustable, so you can adjust how heavy it pulls. It does, so it has a little tab on the top. You just open it and it stays open. That doesn't flop around or go anywhere because the elastic is holding it there, and I really love that feature about it. I keep my phone behind my binoculars. There's a little case or a little elastic pocket there, fabric pocket. I keep my phone right behind there in that, and it fits just perfect. It's right there, so I can open it up, grab my phone out, do what I need to. If I'm sending a text or something, then I can just shove it back in, and then I can use this one-hand operation. I don't use the tab to close it. I use my thumb to make sure it gets over the top of this lip. But I really like how it's got a solid bar all the way across. It has full contact across there. It's not trying to come open, and I could, short of taking it and shaking it upside down, even then I don't think it's going to open up on me accidentally. So I really love that feature of it. It does have this one pocket in the back here if you want to keep something there. I don't use that part of it, but it is something that's there. It also has well, I do use it, I guess, because it does have a retention system if you want to. I put these little strings on here if I wanted to connect my binoculars to that, but I don't. So what I do is I actually use the elastic there, and it's side to side. You can pull it side to side. It's got one on each side. But what I do is I just stuff those down in there so they're not in my way, flopping around inside here with my binoculars, not accidentally coming out with my binoculars. I don't keep them lanyarded in any way, and I never found that to be an issue this year when I used it. So I have only ran this for one season now, the 2023 fall season, but I did love it. I keep, like when I'm out in the field for archery, at least anyway, I keep my mouth calls, 1 or 2 of them in the side here, and then I'll have another pouch with some extras. But it's pretty easy access. I never had an issue with any of them falling out. And I would keep my wind checker in this side here, which is my right side. And I never had an issue with that coming out. The other thing I really loved about it is I went to a handheld release this last year, and it fits perfectly. Let me adjust this down a little bit. There, that makes things a lot easier. This handheld, the Stan Onyx, is the one I went with. It fits perfectly in there. I can zip it up if I want. I never had an issue with it falling out. I usually just ran with it open, so it was quick to get to. And it puts it, holds it right there. Just because of the way the pouch is and the way the release fits in there, I never had an issue with it even trying to come out. And it puts it kind of in the right position for me to go ahead and get that out. It does have connection points on the bottom and on the wings on the sides for a rangefinder case. There's another pouch. There's a bear spray holster. They do have another pouch that goes on the bottom that you can get. The only other one I might think about is the bear spray case, or bear spray holster, just because I run with my bear spray on this side here. I don't carry a pistol with me. As far as that goes, that pretty much covers it for this. I do run with the Badlands Bino Connect system, which now I don't have to use this shoulder harness, which I didn't really talk about that yet, so we'll just go over that. The shoulder harness is fairly thin. There's not a lot of padding, but it's mesh. It is very breathable. If you want to run it underneath your pack, it does actually not get in the way. But I run the Bino Connect system. I have a Badlands pack that I talked about, the Vario system, Vario pack, and that's what I run with right now. And that's another reason that I like the Bino Connect, is because then I don't have to fiddle with these straps getting tangled up in themselves when I'm trying to put this on. But the buckles are in the front and right above the harness, so they're in a very convenient spot to get to unbuckle them and do them up. But I run the Bino Connect system. For one, I don't have it super tightly adjusted. This is just kind of how I run with it for archery league season. And that's why I keep the harnesses when I'm doing archery league in the summer, 3D league. But I just really like the Bino Connect system, because with this, yeah, it can move a little bit. Once you get your pack on it, it's not going to move as much, just because the harness, you can adjust that up a little bit more. It does put it a little bit lower down here if you want. When it's on my pack, it's actually up just a little bit higher here, which I like better anyway. But with the Bino Connect system, it doesn't move around at all. It's like fixed to my shoulder straps, and so I can move and it doesn't bounce. I could run and it just barely bounces a little bit. I mean, it's solid on the pack. I'm sure that I want to say there is a couple other companies that make packs and Bino harnesses, that maybe Stone Glacier is one, that you can actually connect the Bino harness to the pack. Kuyu might be one also, now that I think about it. I highly recommend that type of system for any Bino harness, even if you have whatever brand of Bino harness. If it has some sort of straps that you can unbuckle easily, all you have to do is I undo two sides, and then it's attached to my pack still. I can put my pack on, just reach over and grab it, and it's, if I can actually line it up, it's pretty much as simple as just doing that, and then I'm good to go. I didn't find that a burden at all to undo a couple extra buckles before I undid my pack. So one thing I didn't mention yet is go over kind of the specs of this. I measured the inside depth, and it was about 7.5 inches. We got about 5 1/4 to 5.5 inches width in here, and there is about 2.5 inches of space here that you can put binoculars in. This is the medium. I went with this one, even though I run smaller binoculars. I went with the medium in case I do upgrade my binoculars in the future. But I found with those shorter ones that they sink down too far and they're really hard to try and fish out. So all I did was I just put a pocket knife so I can have that in there as well, and then a couple of stash bags that I rolled up. And those are just acting as spacers for my binoculars to get them to sit up far enough so they're easy to just grab and put back in, and I don't have to worry about it. I did the same thing with my rangefinder. So I got the Mag RF case. It is kind of deep. It's not super wide, so if you have a tall rangefinder, you know, might not fit in the Mag RF case very well, but I run the Leopold. It's I don't know, it's several years old now. It's the RX 1200. I haven't had an issue other than I put a spacer or another little stash bag rolled up underneath that. If I can get it to sit back in there the way I want it to now. And that way my rangefinder doesn't sit down and it's not hard to get out. It's right there up high, ready to grab and pull out. And it does have, if you have a wide rangefinder, like this one's pretty skinny, if you have a wider one, then it does have plenty of depth. It's got about 2 inches of depth. So like this is almost a little loose that way, but I like that because it's easy to get in and out. And then I don't think I got that thing sit down in there like I had it before. All right, there we go. And then it just, the magnet closes. I never had an issue with this coming open at all during the season, accidentally, but it, you know, it really has been great. So that's it. Overall, I do love the simplicity, the quality of the Bino EZ case. And I would definitely recommend looking at this one if you're looking for a new Bino harness. Look at this one. You know, look at some of the other ones. It's really similar to, like, from what I've seen. I haven't personally seen a marsupial case, but the design, from what I've seen, looks very similar. And I really, you know, I really recommend having a Bino harness of some kind. I used to just run my binos on a strap so they were exposed. I was having to fiddle with my caps on there all the time, and it was really got annoying. For years and years I did that until a few years ago I finally got a Bino harness case, and now I am definitely, this is for me one of my essential pieces of gear that I have to have when I go out hunting. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and hope you have happy hunting and good luck on all your adventures.